This week, we've got fresh announcements from Ground Zero with a brand new DSP, VOXX Electronics announcing reward programs, Stinger Solutions acquiring race sport lighting, RDVFL with a brand new wireless CarPlay Android Auto solution, and MEA announcing for the first time ever the Hall of Fame. This is CMA Live, brought to you by SiriusXM and sponsored by 5-Axis Innovations. And it starts now. Exciting news coming from the Ground Zero audio camp. A brand new DSP. Yes, a standalone DSP coming to you by Ground Zero Car Audio. We connect now with Jacob Brown, the Director of Operations. Jacob, you've got to be excited. I'm pretty sure you're chomping at the bit to talk about this. But the news is Ground Zero now has a brand new DSP to offer. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Ben, one, thanks for having me. And two, thanks for mentioning this unicorn that we've been working on for the past couple of years. I've always been a fan of our DSPs. When it comes to simplicity and features, I've always kind of felt like they were the best kind of jack of all trade when it came to processor. But COVID hit. DSP chips became hard to get, hard to find, hard to manufacture, and our DSP kind of ran to its end of life. So over the past couple of years, we have really been working on designing, feature packing this DSP to what we feel is going to be, how do I say, probably one of the most fun DSPs to play with on the market. And the reason I say that it is going to work in so many applications for so many different types of people that it really is, for me, gonna be a standard go-to in this segment of the industry, which is packed with so many cool products and so many different players that it's really fun to be back on the field with these guys.
All right, without further ado, Jacob, let's get into it. Here's the model, guys. Write it down. GZDSP 6-10SQ. If you're used to nomenclature, you can kind of draw your conclusions already, but I'm going to let Jacob talk about some of the key features of this brand new DSP from Ground Zero.
Yeah, so, obviously our part numbers are a mouthful, but you've perfectly explained it. We've got a Ground Zero DSP with 6N, 10 out, and kind of a bias towards SQ. So again, this isn't going to be the top tier, ridiculous, crazy, over the top, everything processor. But what we've done is we've designed this for kind of that 99 percentile installer, that everyday install where you need the features, you need the software package to be able to do what we need to be able to do with the majority of everyday and high-end SQ installs. So I'd like to take that opportunity to introduce you to the 6-10SQ from Ground Zero. So not only, again, did we integrate high and low level inputs as most processors do, we've kind of feature packed this for, again, to be able to kind of cover everything you need to be able to do in most installs. So in plate, we've got not only the 6 analog ins for low level, but we've also got the power connector with the 6 analog and power ground remote in and remote out on our USB ports. But what you'll also notice here is a goofy little antenna. So on this unit here, we have integrated Bluetooth 5.0 for not only audio streaming, but also wireless control of the processor itself. Whether you're looking for Windows software integration to be able to wirelessly communicate for programming, or you want to utilize the Ground Zero application on a smartphone to be able to control basic remote functions, master volume, subwoofer control, and preset selection. So all of that is now built into the processor, which I think is an absolutely incredible feature. So, we've taken the opportunity for analog and the opportunity for Bluetooth streaming, built it in to cover just about anything you're going to need. Now, that being said, we've also gone one step further. So from an OEM integration standpoint, or even on a high-end aftermarket standpoint, we've integrated in an optical input and a digital coaxial input, along with our 10 analog outs on this side of the processor. So the cool thing about, for me, what this processor allows us to do is, for those of you running an OEM interface that has an optical out or an analog out to integrate with a factory amplified or unamplified system, you now have that capability, again, without the additional purchases of any item, any additional input cards or anything like that. By having the digital coax input, we also appeal to the guys that are running some of the high-end digital audio players. So in some applications, you might have a guy with an Aston Kern or a new Sony Walkman or something along those lines that are all digital coaxial output, or even sometimes analog. And now you can run it right into the processor, create a tune special for that, and run some of these higher end SQ style builds out of this processor. So yeah, the feature list of what the hardware capability is absolutely incredible for this particular piece. So yeah, there's your, we call it show and tell, and we have some fun with it, but I'm like a kid in a candy store when it comes to this thing.
Geez, Jacob, when you said feature packed, you were not kidding. First of all, I want to comment on the nice compact footprint. When you brought that up, it's not too big, so you don't have to worry about finding space to put this thing. But what's included, I think, is the real story here. You covered, a dual function Bluetooth, which I think is amazing to have included as, hardwired into the unit, and then the coaxial and the Toslink. I mean, this is getting really exciting. So let's get into this a little bit more. Let's talk about the performance. Let's talk about the processor and what's the story behind that.
Yeah, so one of the cool things about this processor, and in typical ground zero German engineering firm type fashion, uh, we went through even kind of our old processor. And yes, we were going to try and update it. We were just going to try and modernize it a bit and bring it current. But we took a couple of steps back as we found that it wasn't really allowing us to do what we wanted to do. So we took that entire DSP circuit and sent it over to a friend of ours to have completely reworked, redesigned, retraced, and almost reorganized, if you want to call it. And what that allowed us to do with the utilization of this analog devices DSP is drastically decrease noise, increase kind of how the DSP functions and what it needs to do, basically allowing us to better utilize the hardware in the chip itself. So not only do we have a phenomenal signal to noise ratio for a DSP, but we've also got extremely low total harmonic distortion and noise generated by the processor. So if you really think about kind of what it is that we're trying to do, and that is recreate audio as heard by an engineer or a recording artist, this DSP almost kind of mimics and behaves like a recording studio more so than just a digital signal processor. And when I say that, it's the DSP's ability to not introduce noise into the signal or into the signal chain. And for me, that's really one of the big parts about this new DSP circuit that Ground Zero has managed to implement in this processor.
All right, Jacob. So we took the time to talk about some of the hardware. You addressed, the story behind the transition from the old unit to the new unit. Let's talk about software, because as you know, obviously the user interface for installers is going to be really important. So what can you tell us about the interface?
Yeah, the cool thing that I really dig about this software is for those that are comfortable and familiar with our Mini 5 DSP and our 4-8X2, the software is going to be a very easy transition. But you're going to notice a couple of extra features. So an extended EQ per channel and the addition of input EQ and input time delay correction. So we've really kind of added a couple of features to make it a little more OEM friendly, but also to expand on the concept that it is an SQ-based processor. So following the link at the bottom of this screen, you'll be able to really kind of play around with the software and get extremely comfortable with it before you ever put in your first DSP. And Ben, I know that you've played with plenty of DSPs and DSP software out there. And I honestly feel that even if you're not necessarily comfortable with the others, this is a very intuitive and easy to use software so that you can just log in, go, I know what this does, I know what this does, I know what this feature does, and boom, you're off to the races.
Yep, Jacob, you know me too well. I did get a chance to download the software and see for myself what the interface looks like, and I can attest this is not a complicated software, guys. There are many out there that are much more complicated than this. I think Ground Zero's done a really good job keeping it simple, but adding all those enhanced features that Jacob was mentioning. All right, real quick, I think if you've made it this far, there's only two questions left. What is the availability, and what are we talking about for map pricing?
Yeah, I knew you were going to ask me that as far as when it's available, and it's available now. The unit has been shipping since Monday, and that's really cool for us because it's one of those pieces that we were all super geeked about. We were all super excited for. So to be able to say that this unit is shipping now to retailers in your area is absolutely exciting to me. Now, as far as map pricing, this one I think kind of excites me even more than it really should. This processor is being sold at $699 US MAP. And to have a feature packed DSP at that price point, to me, is absolutely incredible. The unit is beautiful sounding. It's fun to play with, and it's not intimidating. And that's one of the things that I love about what we've managed to accomplish. So yeah, $699 shipping now. Contact your local retailer or contact us, and we can point you in the right direction. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out or go to our website, groundzerousa.com, and we'll be more than happy to answer anything for you.
Hi, Jody from VOXX here. Just want to bring everybody up to speed with what we do and how we do it. We're a display company. We do a lot of custom graphics. Obviously, we do custom audio boards. We do RGB lighting. We do graphical work up top. We also do all the different custom amp mounts. So for all your store needs, we do front counters, we do home audio sections, we do lighting, everything that you're looking for, give us a call. Again, it's VOXX, 414-326-7162.
Now, if we want to talk about a brand that literally has so many things to offer, because quite literally, multiple different categories from security to ADAS, we're going to be talking to VOXX Electronics. Joining us now is their Director of Marketing, Seth Halstead. Seth, welcome to CMA Live. Huge announcement in a rewards program that was recently issued that's really going to help drive sales and really reward those dealers that support you guys most. What can you tell us?
Hey, Ben. Well, thanks again, first of all, for having me on the show. As you know, this is the first time that I've been on the show with you as a part of VOXX Electronics. So more than excited to be back in the swing of things and back to a part of this equation and what that means going forward. I think we've got some really exciting things ahead to share, not just from what you've been talking about and alluding to already, but so many new things that we are going to be bringing to the table as VOXX Electronics. So first and foremost, our rewards program is just an incredible opportunities for retailers to take advantage of. If you're not familiar with our rewards program right now, VOXXrewards.com is the website where our rewards program lives. And if you've experienced it before, you may have known that we have the ability to have rewards for SiriusXM. We've also got rear seat entertainment. In fact, we have a summer program right now for some of our custom headrests where a reward might have been $50 in the past, and now it's up to $200. So the amount of reward potential is just incredible with VOXXrewards.com for selling products. But most recently, we made some drastic changes and additions to the VOXX Rewards program. And that most importantly affects our Viper Smart Start Pro product, our Directed by VOXX Smart Start Pro product, CarLink, and then Linker Mobile by Omega. So with these different product lines, products that we have, not only are we now offering VOXX Rewards for the sale and activation of each of these devices, but as a store owner, as a separate part of it, we're also now offering a revenue share program. So this is something that has been, I think, asked for a really long time, because we want to touch every different part of who we're doing business with. And we want to be a part of what you are doing to attract your customers, to retain your customers, and having you as a part of being able to reap those rewards and benefits is something that we're really excited to be able to share with you. Not only does it stop at the store owner or as the dealer salesperson, but we also introduce the ability to now split the rewards. So for the rewards program itself, if you sell an eligible product like the Viper Smart Start Pro, say for example, it's the VSM 550, and you have the ability to, when you're going to VOXXrewards.com, you can simply just split the rewards amount between yourself and your service technician, or maybe it's between two salespeople. Whoever it is, you can split it between two different people. So it really allows you to, get exactly what you need. Sometimes this was really locked into and just thought of as just a sales program in the past, and we want to reward everyone that's a part of the equation. So we've got the VOXX Rewards program. That's for salespeople, for service technicians, really anybody that wants to be a part of it that's selling the VOXX products. And then on the separate side, we've got the revenue share program. So the revenue share program is for the store owners themselves. And that's where they will get paid a certain amount based upon the reactivation of the devices. So that's based upon the service subscription plan. So it really gives that store owner a push to stay in contact with their customers, encourage about the benefits that these products have to offer. So I think some just incredible opportunities. Again, this is something that we've been talking about for a really long time. As we say, and kind of in the flyers here, it's time to share the love, and we're hoping that this is something that's really exciting to everyone out there, and we're really excited to be able to offer it.
Seth, I have to say, this is a very immersive type of program that you guys are rolling out. I want to comment on the fact that, first of all, there's so many different products that VOXX offers. To be able to detail that to that level is certainly impressive. But what really excites me here is the two-tier system that you're presenting, not only a rewards program for the sales, but also for the owner. And I think that's very unique and something to pay attention to, especially if you are doing business right and circling back to those customers for added business. So great job on that. Huge announcement. VOXX enhanced rewards programs for dealers. All right, Seth, while I have you here, of course, I'm going to take advantage. Man, there's a lot of new rumblings with new products coming out. I'm hearing whispers of. At this time, is there anything you can share with us that's coming down the pipeline for VOXX Electronics?
Yeah, Ben, let me tell you, we've got so many incredible things in the works. Our product development team, I've got to give them a shout out, as well as our entire sales team. Coming on board at VOXX Electronics, it's really incredible to see that this is a product-driven company. This is something that the top line focuses on delivering world-class products that perform and meet the needs of our customers, of our dealers, every part of the equation. It's top and center of every conversation. We've been introducing so many new products recently, talking about the wireless keypad, the directed 7052, just a little wireless add-on keypad, super easy solution that we introduced a few months back. Most recently, the CarLink ASCL 7 just launched, so that's super exciting. Again, this is one of the products eligible for the VOXX Rewards and the revenue share program. We've also just recently announced some really cool new products that are more for the commercial and fleet side of business. From our roster accessories line, we've got the commercial blind spot sensor system. Part number is a 250-1935. So you've got this rear mounted sensor that is just a single mounted sensor. You've got multiple types of brackets that you can go on the back. Say it's for a semi, a school bus, any sort of a larger type vehicle. And this monitors the entire back end portion. And then via wired communication, there's a little box right here that lights up and provides all the communication for that blind spot sensor system. And then has this extended long cable to be able to communicate with that. The commercial and fleet business is a really exciting part of our business line, and something that if you haven't paid attention to Roster in the past, check out roster.com, and we're going to be communicating some new information about this product line in the upcoming months as well, and enhancing the website for some ease of use going forward. So not just that, but I think all of you are probably anticipating and hearing a little rumblings about our new Viper and Avatar lineup. And let me tell you, we're in full force. There is not a moment, not a day that goes by that we are not actively focusing on this, working on, we're putting together an entirely new look for this. You're going to see new carton designs. You're going to see new in-store display options that will be available to be able to demonstrate the product. And the products themselves, from every touch point that you see, from the remote controls to the antennas. We're talking about really, I think, and I guess you call it an evolution of a product line, something that, the Viper product line, as well as Avatel, has been the same for several years. And with so much engineering resources that we have internally at VOXX that have been focusing on this for years. I don't know if a lot of people understand this, but the team from Directed, the engineering team, the majority of that team, we brought over to the VOXX group, and we've been leveraging and working with them for the last many years. And there were a lot of struggles that we had to get over from, that we inherited, and we've been working through, and we've gotten past, and now full focus ahead on this new product line to launch later this year, as well as a completely redesigned Smart Start application. So, we've got a whole new look. We've got a whole new set of support and resources that are going to be distributed in the not so distant future. But most importantly, the new products are just incredibly technologically advanced. The remote controls are the right size. They look incredible. They are just something that I can't wait to be able to debut to all of you.
Seth, I must say the energy and enthusiasm that you are, expressing here with all this excitement around new products, that you are obviously bringing some energy to the table, is something that we are very excited for and cannot wait to circle back to get more details. All right, to wrap up this session, of course, we're talking about the enhanced rewards programs across multiple different product lines, some really cool, exciting products that you've just were kind enough to share with us. Let's wrap it up. Where can dealers find more information?
Well, again, Ben, thanks for this time today. The ability to pay attention to everything that we have to offer as really your one-stop aftermarket automotive solution for VOXX, I think it's something that really want to point to again, from remote start security and telematics products to rear seat entertainment, of course, driver safety and convenience, automotive interior, and then even providing solutions with our distribution partners like Gentex and SiriusXM aftermarket products. There are so many different products, and I realize it is sometimes very difficult to understand where you do get access to all of this information. So first and foremost, we'd ask that you reach out to your VOXX sales representative directly, your authorized VOXX distributor. Of course, VOXXelectronics.com. You can click on the Become a Dealer link if you're not a dealer. There's also a Contact Us page on there. But if you do go to VOXXelectronics.com, you will see that there is a newsletter sign up. So if you have not already signed up for our newsletter, that will be a direct form of communication that we can provide all of this information to you. From that newsletter, you will see our smart links that is literally a one-stop shop URL that will give you all of the information, and hopefully we'll be able to plug it in here to the show so that you have access to everything from VOXX Rewards to our product catalogs to our marketing library, all of our websites, all of our newsletter signups, and so much more.
Hi, Paul Truman here with SiriusXM. We reached out to some of our partners in the industry, and here's what they had to say.
I can't say more or enough about just what it means to have our unit working with SiriusXM. It's like we're there now.
The SiriusXM service is something consumers want, right? So it's Paul.
That allows a consumer to listen to either podcasts, entertainment, sports, all at their fingertips. It's all about engagement, and that's what SiriusXM provides.
SiriusXM is a huge component in a vehicle nowadays. Consumers expect that technology to be available both in our OEM system as well as the aftermarket upgrades that they're applying to their vehicle.
Alpine and SiriusXM, through our electronics, are able to offer the consumer on the aftermarket side SiriusXM 360L, which is an expanded platform for SiriusXM. And it's really been a beneficial relationship for us with SiriusXM.
As a dealer, just remember, we don't compete with anybody else. We are absolutely one of the best profitability accessories you can add to any head unit that is SiriusXM ready.
be another huge acquisition in the 12-volt mobile electronics world, this time in the category known as lighting. Stinger Solutions has acquired longtime brand and specialist in the lighting field, Race Sport. We go now to Matthew Palumbo standing by to give us some details on this brand new acquisition.
Hey Ben, yeah. So Stinger Solutions acquired Race Sport just a few days ago. The news became public, and it's a big deal for us. We wanted to expand into more avenues of lighting. We've done a little bit of lighting with Stinger in the past, but Race Sport has a great name in the industry for some really interesting, innovative lighting solutions and really cool aftermarket lighting products. And so it made a lot of sense for us as we look to kind of evolve the company, evolve the brand, and start kind of diving into different avenues of lighting as well. Race Sport has a big market share of marine lighting, commercial, agricultural, municipal lighting, all that sort of thing. And so it made a lot of sense for us to acquire the brand. We're looking forward to what comes next for us with Race Sport.
So, of course, Race Sport owner and spokesperson, Mr. Steve Jurgensen, who's really built the brand for several years. We've had the chance to speak with Steve on several occasions here on CMA. What of him? Is he going to be joining with the new phase of Race Sport? And what will be, if so, what will be his role?
Yeah, Ben, I'm glad you asked. Steve's a great guy, and a lot of 12-volt industry members know him. And so the good news is Steve is staying on. He's going to be director of business development with us at Stinger, and he's going to be a huge part in making sure that Race Sport stays a successful brand with Stinger and really helps to guide us down the different paths and avenues that we're looking at with Race Sport. They have such interesting products, and there's so much to offer, and Steve's just an amazing resource.
So, Matt, obviously, with the move the size of this, there's going to be some logistical maneuvers to go on. What can dealers expect as far as their service or distribution or anything of that nature?
So the transition period is planned to be really smooth. We've already began that process. And the beautiful part is we're moving all the product from Race Sport into our Chino, California facility where it will be warehoused. That's where it'll be shipped from in the future. And if you're an existing Race Sport dealer, you can continue to, place Race Sport orders, etc. Everything will be routed through Stinger now. So we're in the process of loading all of those awesome Race Sport products into our portal, into the dealer portal. And if you're an existing Stinger dealer, you can look forward to having access to those Race Sport products very soon. That's all in process right now. If you were to call the Race Sport phone number, you're going to be routed to Stinger Solutions. So get to know those guys over there if you're not already a Stinger account. And we'll just keep moving forward as planned and keep being successful with this awesome brand.
Now, Matt, while we have you, I want to mention there's also some new announcements coming out from PAC, the integration side of things, with two new applications in the Radio Pro lineup. I'd love for you to share with us what are the new applications that are at play.
Yeah, Ben, we're really excited. Coming out of the pack side of the business, we have two new interfaces. The first one we're going to talk about is the Radio Pro 5, or in the Radio Pro 5 family. It's the RP5 GM61. This is for your 2014 to 2019 GM vehicles. And this is basically a radio replacement piece, right? So this is going to give you all of the retention that most consumers are looking for. Things like steering wheel control interface, backup camera retention, Bose, OnStar, all that good stuff in these vehicles that there's been solutions for these vehicles in the past. They've been at varying levels of success as far as how well they work. So it did take a little while to get this one out, but we're really excited to have it out now, and it works incredibly well. Rock solid piece. The other piece that we are looking at that just released is the GM6A RST. This is a Radio Pro Advanced product. So this is also going to have that camera switching built in, so we can add additional cameras to vehicles besides that factory backup camera. And again, this comes with a separate speaker as well for the chimes, etc. So we get a much more natural sounding door chime, turn signal sound, that sort of thing. So for those that are wondering what the difference between Radio Pro Advanced and a regular Radio Pro piece is, those are just a few of the features. But again, this is for those select 14 to 19 GM platform vehicles. So that's going to be your Chevy, GMC, Cadillac, etc. And Bose, OnStar, steering wheel controls, camera retention, all of that good stuff is in there. These are long awaited pieces, and we're excited to finally have them out in the market.
And there you have it, guys. A new acquisition for Stinger Solutions in Race Sports. So there's a big expansion in the lighting category there, as well as two different new interface pieces from PAC Integration. Matt, where can people go to find more info, and what is the availability on these two new PAC pieces?
So both of the pieces that we just talked about from PAC are available now. For more details on which vehicles these fit and what type of features each module has, go to stingersolutions.com where you can find out all the details. Thanks so much for checking this out.
CE Outlook is dedicated to keeping the car audio and electronics industry informed on the latest issues, trends, and product releases. New feature stories posted daily. Visit ceoutlook.com for the latest industry news. Now, there's no question that when it comes to features and what customers are looking for, having the opportunity to have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is absolutely paramount. And who does it better than RDV Technologies? But this time, they've come up with a new device that are not only going to mimic the OEM functionality of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but also at a lower price point. We go now to CEO Rich DeSclafani to tell us more.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, we've been doing this for a long time in this wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto category. So we've been getting a lot of feedback from customers that they're looking for something that's a little more affordable and only does wireless CarPlay or wireless Android Auto. And man, do we have an amazing solution now.
All right, Rich, you definitely have my attention. I'm sure others are tuning in. I see you flash that little device. So why don't you go ahead and walk us through some of the key features of this new device?
Yeah, this thing is awesome. The AC-W is going to mimic exactly the same way the factory CarPlay or factory Android Auto works. So you can switch sources while you're in maps. You can be in AM, FM, whatever other audio source you want. You can go back and forth. This is going to allow exact identical functionality to the way it works when it's plugged in. So you don't have to worry about, plugging in the device and having some submenu come up and trying to navigate anything other than just your standard factory usage CarPlay and Android Auto. It's got a super fast boot time, which is another thing that everybody was looking for, is something that boots up really, really quick. So within about 5 to 8 seconds, it fully boots. So you have your wireless CarPlay or wireless Android Auto up on the screen within that, 5 to 8 second range. And it's super small. It's super easy to plug in. It just plugs right into the USB port. You could barely even notice that it's there. It's only about 3/4 of an inch. And this AC-W is going to be a home run for wireless Android Auto and wireless CarPlay on aftermarket radios and factory radios, just to make it wireless.
So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about a brand new adapter to get functionality for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless through a small little dongle device that plugs into the factory USB, super small, as you see Rich show right there. Now, Rich, let's talk a little bit about the price, because I think this is going to be a real big ticket. I say big ticket, small price, but real popular for everybody out there.
Yeah, I think the price point really, really makes a lot of sense. A lot of people were looking for something less expensive and a little more simplified, and this is perfect for that. This will allow you to upgrade any factory or aftermarket radio to wireless, and especially on aftermarket radios, it puts you at a price point where you're not almost at the point of a new radio that would already built in wireless. So for a $75 MSRP, you can't go wrong with upgrading your existing factory CarPlay or Android Auto to wireless.
So there you have it, guys, a brand new unit from RDV Technologies. You're going to get your wireless CarPlay and Android Auto at a really attractive price. The only question left, Rich, when is this available to order?
So the AC-W is available now as of July 26th, 2024, and you can get them on the website, rdvfl.com.
There's an incredibly strong network of distributors across Canada, and today we're here at CMA Expo to speak with them and get a sense of how they feel about their partnership with SiriusXM.
SiriusXM helps connect our industry because we are reproducing music. We are delivering content in a different way. We deliver hard parts to consumer. They deliver us the content on those hard parts.
It's a great add-on for the head unit sale, and it's pretty much just a natural addition now to offer it to the customer after they purchase a new head unit for their car.
As a distributor of SiriusXM, we all benefit. As partners, they offer and bring to the table the love of music. We're all in this industry because ultimately we love music.
They've been a great partner, and they've actually created a lot of excitement again in the industry.
It really brings the whole industry together, and it's music-based. It's great. You know, that's what we do. We sell music. They provide content that's fabulous.
Well, big news coming from the Mobile Electronics Association this week. Of course, the producers of the Knowledge Fest events have announced a new initiative, and that is going to be the first ever industry-wide Hall of Fame. We go now to President Chris Cook to give us a little bit more. Now, Chris, I feel, and I think many feel, that this type of thing is probably long overdue in our industry. So why don't you tell us what this is all about?
Well, what's it about? It's about honoring people that have come before us for this one. Our first Hall of Fame, we finally launched, and I am very excited about it, dedicated to the mobile electronics industry. Those in the past that have done so much to give us what we have today, and we'll be honoring people throughout the years. This first group of inductees, Ben, are all in memoriam, and they're all from manufacturers, and they were selected by our committee, a committee of manufacturers, reps, and others. Will be more formalized with that later. But this particular one, to launch it, is all manufacturers, and they have all since passed. And however, what they've done for our industry will continue to live on.
First off, Chris, I want to give you the tip of the hat. That is an absolute class act to, do something like this, to be able to recognize those that have come before us and really have laid the foundation to what we enjoy today as our mobile electronics industry. So here's some couple important notes for those tuning in. This is, of course, a brand new initiative, the Hall of Fame. The celebration is going to go down at the upcoming Dallas show on September 21st. So I want you to give some context, Chris, to what people can expect, who's going to be there, what's this going to be all about for those attending.
Well, Ben, attending this time will be families and those from the manufacturer that they last worked for generally. So, just to give you an example, Jim Fosgate, his daughter will be there, and some other family members, as well as some folks from Rockford that will be receiving the award. And, the list goes on. So we will have family members. There'll be a dinner and a reception, and then a presentation for each one of them for us to properly honor each one of them and present them an award, something that they can bring home, a little hardware, just to remember that we really think they're special.
So, Chris, I'm on the website right now, and of course, we'll put the website up later on, but it's meindustry.awards.com if you want more information on this new initiative. I want to just take a moment here and really list off some of these first inaugural inductees. Of course, as Chris has mentioned, the late and great Mr. Jim Fosgate is one of the inductees, Larry Frederick, of course, Reese Haggett, as well as Lloyd Ivy himself. Of course, we're talking about Rob Limbaugh, as well as Tom Malone from VOXX, Kevin Morris, Clyde Pedraza, Michael Soma. I mean, these are all legends of the game. And these are all, I'll call them forefathers that really set the standard for what we do today. Now, Chris, this is a great initiative. I love what you're doing here. I love that you're starting with this group of individuals. I do want to ask the question about moving forward. What is the plans as far as inductees? How does one become an inductee? How does this process work?
Ben, that's a great question. So we have a formalized committee, and there will be some others that will probably add to the committee. But in general, we will be taking nominations via a form on the website that people from throughout the industry can nominate their person that they feel like is deserving of this award. And then the committee will review each year, and then we'll have a class of honorees for each year. Right now at the Dallas event for this year and next year as well.
So there you have it, guys. If you're just tuning in, MEA announcing a brand new initiative in the Hall of Fame going down at the Dallas K-Fest, specifically on September 21st. The first group of inductees will be celebrated. Chris just gave some information about how this is going to work. Let's round it up for them. How do you see this moving forward? What are the plans moving forward? And once again, where can people go to get get more information or nominate the inductee that they wish to see up there?
So how do you get involved? Moving forward, there'll be a place on meindusтрyawards.com where you can nominate someone to be honored for this particular award, just like any other award we have with the mobile electronics industry. And we are looking forward to that. The experience is really what I'm looking forward to, hearing the stories from the families and from others that knew these people, that can talk about the contributions they made, that we're all benefiting from now. I'm looking forward to seeing the pictures, talking to the families, and the networking that's going to happen. That's a once in a lifetime with some of these folks. And I know some of them personally, some I don't. So I'm looking forward to it as an attendee, not only the person presenting. Now, where do you go to find all this information? Like I said, EmmyIndustryAwards.com will get you the Hilton Anatole, Saturday night, 7 p.m., September 21st. If you're coming to Knowledge Fest, you're already there. If you're an MEA member, you're already invited. If you're involved with any of these companies, you're invited. And we are looking forward to what I'm going to say is going to be a very special night. I hope you can join us.
And that's a wrap on this edition of CMA Live, presented by SiriusXM and sponsored by 5-Axis Innovations. Make sure to check out all our videos at cmanetworks.com. I'm your host, Ben Wu. We'll see you next Saturday.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.